Okay, so you're in a relationship or a situationship with an avoidant man or a woman, and it's this hot and cold energy. It's this push and pull. It's this in and out. It's this, are we doing this or are we not doing this? And you're frustrated as to why the heck they can't just give you that clarity, that love that you are after. Because in your head, you're like, it's not that hard. I can do it. I'm all about this type of love. I'm all about loving someone and giving them my all. This is just my norm. If I love you, I will show up. And I am in this. But when you see someone keeping you at a distance, being unsure about you, it's just maddening, to be honest. So if that's you, stay tuned because this video is for you. Now, before we dive into the juicy depth of this video, I want to give you a reality, a potential, a perspective that could potentially set you free. Are you ready for this? Right now, I want you to imagine that you are dating someone, and this person you are dating, deep down within you, you know that no matter how long you take to reply, no matter how you act or behave or what you say to this person, no matter how unclear or avoidant you are or how inconsistent you are in showing up for this person you are dating is always going to be there for you. Okay? They always check in on you. They are always the one to reach out again after something happens. They will always be there to fix things and smooth things over and make sense of things so that you never have to do anything. So imagine you're in this scenario and just pause and ask yourself, why would you ever need to grow or change or step up if you're never actually at risk of losing this person and they're just doing everything for you? Because the harsh truth is, this is what reality is like unconsciously for an avoidant person. Obviously, it's not always maliciously intended or calculated even. It just happens to be that way. When someone feels like you'll tolerate that distance, that mixed signal, that confusion, the inconsistency, there is actually no urgency for them to become the partner you are hoping for, right? There's no internal shift required of them because they still have your energy on tap. And here is the kicker. Okay, are you ready for this? The more emotionally available you are for someone who is not emotionally available for you, the less this person will actually feel the need to meet you in the middle. Right? It's like giving someone your Netflix password, your Netflix login, but they never have to pay for the subscription. They might not even say thank you, but they know that anytime they want to have entertainment, that connection, that warmth and comfort, that validation, it's going to be there for them. They just log in, and guess who's the one that's paying that emotional bill? It's you, right? I know this will sting to hear a little, but if you don't realize the hell that you are in right now, you are never actually going to make the changes that you actually need, especially not when you're convincing yourself, oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I can handle it. I can just wait it out. I can endure it just a little bit more. And then you keep finding yourself and wondering why you're in the same repeat situations that happen over and over again. You're wondering, why does this keep happening to me? Okay, so for the sake of this video, I will assume that you are more anxiously attached inclined, because the avoidant and anxious dynamic is obviously the common one that we see within people, right? Now, for you, the anxiously attached human, your primary goal in life is connection. That's probably the number one thing you want. You're all about the connection. It's why you fall so quickly and hard when you like someone, because you want to close that gap immediately when you like that person and you want to be super connected to them. But you're finding that the more you chase this person, the more they pull away, the more you need them, the more they just avoid you. The thing is, when you are chasing someone to close that gap, 99% of the time, it is from this place of fear of abandonment, scarcity, fear in general, lack and unworthiness. And this is absolutely not to shame you for having the need, the urge to be close to people. Absolutely not. It is so natural. It is so normal to want to have that closeness, that intimacy with other people, to be seen in who you are and to be loved for that. But it's when you're a child, when you were young in childhood, perhaps that love wasn't given to you in abundance. It wasn't given to you unconditionally, or it wasn't affirmed in a way that was consistent. And so the beliefs and the concepts that you developed around love was that this is scarce. This is something that I have to work for. This is something that I have to hold on to for dear life. Otherwise, I'm going to lose it. Now, let's talk about why they switch up once you choose yourself. Now, let's just get what choosing yourself actually looks like out of the way. So, choosing yourself means that you are prioritizing getting your own needs met over prioritizing your connection to this person. Now, this is very painful for some people because they're willing to just give up everything and be with this person, to give up all their needs just so that they have this connection with this person. That is not a safe foundation for love or a healthy foundation for love. You prioritizing a connection is not the same as you getting your needs met. In fact, it can usually be the opposite. You're prioritizing this person's need rather than your own. And you're thinking about, how can I show up for this person? How can I be there for them? How can I make them happier? How can I make them understand their own emotions? Yada, yada. And you're forgetting about your own needs and your own emotions. So choosing yourself means asking yourself, in what ways that are available to me right now, can I do something that will make me feel even 1% more fulfilled emotionally, spiritually, physically, and mentally? When you choose yourself, you are no longer feeding into that energetic loop of saying, I need you to feel whole. I need you to get my needs met. And rather, you're embodying this energy of I am whole. You can come or go. Either way, I'm going to be fine and I'm good on my own. Now, this is not done from this petty, snarky kind of state, if you know what I'm talking about, this playing hard to get state. It's done from a place of sincerity. So the moment you start to pull back to choose yourself, not out of manipulation, not to punish them or play hard to get, like I said, but because you genuinely cannot keep betraying yourself in meeting your own needs, suddenly they're the ones to notice. They're the ones to respond. They reach out. They say, I miss you. They appear to change, right? So let's break this down. Whether you say it in words or not, your energy will always speak louder than your words, always. So when you're waiting around, when you're overanalyzing text, tolerating breadcrumbs and half in, half out energy, quietly hoping that they'll finally realize your worth, your energy is basically saying, I'm already yours. You don't even have to do anything. I'm just going to be here. I'm going to stay. Now imagine you're the avoidant person. You already fear closeness. You equate emotional intimacy with losing control. And now here is this person offering unlimited emotional access without asking anything of you. Of course you don't change. There's no need to. They're still pouring into you when you don't even pour back. So the avoidant stays avoidant because that system works for them. So as they're anxiously attached, you're also fueling this dynamic, right? You're always the one checking in, reading between the lines, adjusting yourself and fixing things and waiting around. But the second that you stop feeding this energetic loop, the second you unplug and say, I actually don't want to keep doing all this emotional labor. I deserve something mutual. The whole system, the whole structure collapses. And the avoidant feels it. Not always consciously, but on a deeper nervous system level. You're no longer sending the signal of, you're safe to be half in, I'll fill in the rest. No, there's no more of that. You've disrupted the loop. And so this avoidant person now has a few options. They either lean in, or they pull away entirely, or they get curious and come closer. because for the first time, they are experiencing what life feels like without your constant emotional availability. And that absence can actually be louder than any words. Avoidants often avoid because they feel that they can. There's no real consequence for being distant. They pull back and you wait, you're always there for them. They get overwhelmed and you soothe. They disappear and you make excuses. They give you some breadcrumbs and you eat that up. But once you are no longer there, emotionally, mentally, physically, energetically, that whole equation shifts, it changes. It's no longer supported because you're different now. It's kind of like handing someone water every day. You're following them around, carrying this cup around, reminding them, hey, you got to drink this water. They get lazy with it because they know you're going to always be there and hand them that cup of water. But the moment you put the cup down, you walk away and you say, I'm done doing this. They realize that they're actually thirsty and should have been reaching for the water all along. That's when it hits. Not always right away as well, but sometimes there is a delay, but the impact, it will be felt. Because suddenly the space that you used to fill with unconditional patience and hope and unconditional giving is now quiet. There's nothing there anymore. And in that silence, they are forced and left to meet themselves in their fears, in their patterns, sometimes in their own emptiness. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes that's the very thing that creates an opening for a possibility to thrive together. The energetic detachment that you facilitate through breaking the cycle is often what causes the avoidant to feel safe or curious enough to actually come closer to you, instead of you always scurrying to them. Now, this won't work also if you are trying to choose yourself for the sake of someone choosing you because you heard that it worked, right? This will not work if you are trying to choose yourself out of wanting someone to choose you. It works when it's genuine, when it's real, not when you are pretending, not when you are faking it. It's very obvious when you are faking it. The energy behind choosing yourself genuinely versus choosing yourself because you want them to choose you and see you is very different. Oceans apart. If you're choosing yourself as a strategy to get a reaction, like, let me post this sexy selfie so that they see what they're missing, that's not self-worth or healing even. That's still chasing. It's still chasing, but just dressed up in better lighting. So how do you know if you are actually choosing yourself? Number one, you are no longer checking their social media to see if they've checked your story and noticed that sexy selfie that you posted. You can genuinely say that you're in the present moment, too busy to be thinking about them, too busy enjoying life on your own and your own energy. You're not checking to see if it worked and that they texted you and they noticed. You're not looking for proof that they are watching. You are not trying to get them back, essentially. You are just trying to get back in your own body, and be present in that fully. This is a very simple test you can do on yourself. If you notice that you are still hoping that they choose you, know that that is just you chasing them again. It's that simple. I know a lot of people also ask, so if I heal and I just do this work, will they come back? Will the avoidant come back? Honestly, sometimes, yeah, they do. They feel that shift and they step up. But sometimes they don't. And that doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It's just that they might not be the person for you. And also know that if you had genuinely done this work, at this point, you might find that you're not even attracted to these types of people anymore. And that's when you will know that you're ready for something that's actually lasting and grounded and consistent and mutual. You will know that you're in this space that's inviting a more healthy dynamic into your life. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know how you found it, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!